All right, Horsham Day recap. We had 24 teams show up and 6 pools of 4, and we only had 2 teams go undefeated in pool play. The other 4 pools had to battle it out. There was a lot of splits, a lot of chaos, and I think a lot of teams are still a little bit rusty. Typically at grass tournaments, especially side-out scoring, we're seeing teams clean house. We don't typically see teams going, 5-1 or 4-2 break as the 1 seed. Almost always it's teams, going 6-0. Their point diffs are 40, 50, 60, whatever, super high. But this was a pretty wild tournament. We're going to start with the round of 16 here on the left. And you can see Mr. Capelias as the 5 seed. They lost a set in pool play to Tyler Martin and Ryan Charles. Ryan Charles, I believe, is an outside at a Division III university. Haven't really seen him play too much, but I heard they beat Ian and Matt 12-10 in pool play. Heard they were balling, playing lights out that game, and Ian and Matt, already locked in. I'm sure they're not too worried about getting a bad seed because they feel like they can just beat anyone. But Tyler and Ryan, I'm sure, earned the victory, and I think they went 5-1 in pool play, so did themselves a service, by giving themselves a better seed for playoffs. So Ian and Matt had to play Michael Lewis and Micah Godshaw in the first round. Tough draw for Micah and Michael, but they also deserved it because they went 3-3 in pool play and barely broke. I'm sure a lot of rust. Micah has his second kid coming on the way, and I'm sure life is getting in the way of his training, which is probably so annoying. Second interesting game. Oh, and Ian and Matt won that one. Second interesting game in the round of 16. Noah Gunderson and Kyle Charles against Nolan Campbell and Troy Hunsinger. If you're not familiar with Troy Hunsinger, he's been like an AA player for years. Recently bumped up to Open, I don't know, within the past 2 years probably. And I don't think anyone is ever too worried about him, but you probably should be because he might be short, but he passes great. He sides out, pretty annoying, and he has this super deep float serve that you might pass a couple times with no problem, and then it will ace the hell out of you, and you will look like an idiot every now and then, which is kind of what they did to Noah and Kyle. Noah and Kyle are both, they're 6'4" and 6'6". Nolan Campbell and Troy Hunsinger are 5'9" and 5'9", and they just sided out over and over and over again. And it was probably the most boring game ever when they got points on Noah and Kyle, but they ended up beating Noah and Kyle 11-5. Wild game. So Nolan and Troy Hunsinger, I think they were the 3 seed in their pool, ended up making it all the way to the quarterfinals. So awesome for them. So moving on to the quarterfinals, the interesting 2 games I'm going to call out are the Chart Arena and Jason Campbell game versus Ian and Matt. Again, Ian and Matt, they went in as the 5 seed, so they're gonna see some good teams early. That's what you get when you lose a game in pool play. I think they handled this one 11-6. I think the biggest downfall to Chart Arena and Randy is that they've never really played together before. I'm sure they play pickup here and there, but tournaments are way different. And obviously, Ian and Matt have played together for years, so their chemistry is amazing. And it's tough to beat a really good team that has chemistry when you've never played with your partner. But Chart Arena and Campbell take a 5th place exit, which is probably not what they expected. And then on the bottom here, we have Sam Maskovich and Kristen Hartnett versus Josiah Hensley and Mahmood. And I've never seen Mahmood play. He actually runs the Jersey Slam tournaments up in New Jersey and does a great job with them. I think it's a relatively newer series, but if you're in the New Jersey, New York area, shout out Jersey Slam. Good tournaments, solid ball. They give out cash prizes. It's awesome. Check them out. But Mahmood and Josiah were a solid team. I think they were cruising all day. I think they went 5-1 in pool play. They won their first game of playoffs pretty smooth. I saw Josiah roof the hell out of some dudes, and if you've never seen Josiah Hensley play, he is a highlight machine. 6'3", 40-inch vertical, hits the piss out of the ball, but every now and then he'll hit one 3 courts over in the air with no ground under it. And Yeah, it's pretty fun to watch. But Sam Askovich and Kristen Hartnett, new pairing also. They handled Josiah Mahmood. I think it was 11-3. Didn't get to catch any of that game because I was playing at the same time. Um, but I mean, shout out to Sam and Kristen. I mean, never played together. Sam is always getting 2 seeds at ECVs, and he made it to the semis at a pretty tough tournament. So shout out to Sam. Back on the top here for our first semis, we got Logan Hunsberger, Travis Moyer versus Ian Cat, Matt Elias. I think a lot of people might have guessed this be the finals or at least the semis, if not. And they both showed up. Logan and Travis didn't mess around this time. They got plus 60 something in pool play. They were here to bowl. And this semis was a hell of a game. I think the final was 11-8 or 11-9, but some crazy rallies. I mean, Logan and Travis are super entertaining to watch. Ian and Matt, obviously super sound. This game was back and forth. I mean, I know it was 8-8 at a point. Super, super long game. Everyone was watching it, and looked like Ian and Matt might have fell through, but, as most good teams do, they figure out a way, and in the end, they did take it down. The other semi was myself and Big Country versus Sam Askovich and Kristen Hartnett. I'll just say Country and I played well. Final score, 11-0. It's weird to play against your friends in tournament, and I think I played my best game ever against Sam. Kind of is what it is. And then I had to wait an hour for the finals. So yeah, the finals was Capitalized versus myself and Country. Kind of a weird game. Country and I went up 4-0, and then Ian and Matt scored 8 points in a row. Then it's 8-4, and the final was 7-11. I mean, it was a great game, a lot of good rallies, but Ian, as he does, he served some crazy balls, got us out of system, and they're definitely playing better than they were at Mayfest. I think Matt's getting a lot more touches in, and I think they're kind of ramping up here for Pottstown. So they played great, deserved the win, no doubt. And pre-rumble will be interesting. I know we got some out-of-town teams coming. I know a lot of beach guys will be playing this one. It's going to be a big tournament. It's going to be fun. Last chance to kind of get dialed in here before Pottstown, but looking forward to it. See ya.